In this episode, an interesting question was posed about whether or not there is even a possibility of a solution for getting more men into education. And that conversation just went in a direction that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting ready to hear a few reasons of why, men shy away from education. And I think there were some solutions thrown out, and I think the bottom line is just let men be men, Don't put us in a box. Check out this part of the episode. All right, welcome back to Cooking and Conversations. Before we left, I felt the room starting to go where we wanted it to go. So we just gonna kind of, we're not gonna toss it or tease it. Come on, brother.
So here's a question for the table. Are the solutions to low male representation or even low African American male representation in education, is that a difficult problem to solve?
Ooh, I say,
Let me think.
the reality of it is no.
It's not.
It's not. But when you look at the political answer, yes, it is, because we're in the nature, or we're in the business now where we play politics so much. We will listen to certain people about certain issues, but things that a lot of times make common sense and would flow, we turn a blind eye to it or a deaf ear. And to further elaborate on that, the perception of the male. Come in, you be the bully, don't do this, don't do that, or if some things go down, you can be the blame for it. Knowing that in your heart that you could be the blame for some stuff, right? That makes you kind of steer away from it, and at the same time, we won't fix that simple issue until the public embrace us in this particular field right here. When the public reach out and say, okay, we need them more than just the big brute, then we can fix that problem that you alluded to.
I'm allowed to be the big brute.
There you go. There you
Man,
go.
every week.
There you go.
Every week, Mr. Andrews, can you take such and such? Can you do this? Oh yeah, no problem. Because I'm allowed to do that.
Right.
But I always say this: don't say you want more male teachers or black male teachers to be specific, and then don't allow me to be a male.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't have it both ways, right?
You can't.
You can't have it both ways.
Is that what you mean? Don't allow you to be a male.
And that's exactly what I was saying with this.
I'll put it this way.
You have to have it.
We all have to watch what we say to kids right now, especially now.
That's right. Yeah.
I was called to the office one day, and I said to myself, what did I say this time? But I wasn't worried because I know I didn't, I don't use profanity, so I didn't think about that. But what did I say? I go to the office. I get called to the office for a stare. The way I looked.
Wow.
The way I stared and looked. And the parent said I had that stare in the office right there. And I told that parent, well, I don't know what you expect for me to look like. Because I'm a male first. And that's just who I am. So just allow me to be who I am. I said, did I yell at your child? No, Miss Andrew. I mean, so what did I do?
I'll tell you what you did. You did the mama stare. That's what it's called. And they teach that. You gotta have that mama stare.
I think I had the father stare.
That might go back to your point. The expectation of you is not to be stared. You need to say something to make sure whatever action needs to happen happens right away. Whereas a woman, I'm supposed to stare at you. That's the expectation, I guess, of women, that we stare, we give you the mama stare. You know what that means. I give you the.
And the reason why they know what that means is because a lot in my school, and maybe I know in your schools as well, they're not used to a male looking at them that way or responding to them. And then, and when I found that out about a few of my kids, this year when we had little situations, and they tell me, they're not used to
Right.
that.
Because my dad does that.
And-
He just stare at you
and that,
until you get right.
and that goes back, and I'm sorry, y'all, but that goes back to his question. How do we repair that? Well, it all starts at home.
That's right.
Like things we have no control over. Like he said, we treating it simple.
Yeah.
We can't solve that problem. We really, the way we solve that problem is how can we support their fathers at home or support the families at home? Because a lot of times school ain't got nothing to do with it really doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with these kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we fixed that by figuring out a way to support these kids in ways or to support their parents, because it's only so much we can do as teachers anyway. Like I've had students who I've tried to do the best I can with them, and during the summertime they go shoot at the police. You know what I'm saying? That they in jail. It's just like I did everything I could, but if the parents ain't doing what they supposed to do, then what do we do?
You know what you could do? I have a solution, actually. And I'm sorry, I thought about it because I was a mentor for a young male over at Youth Challenge in Augusta. And what we could do is what you said, by providing resources at the elementary level. Assign maybe 3 to 4 kids to each teacher district-wide to be a mentor to that child and follow that child year after year after year. Incentivize it. You see what I'm saying? So we're offering you, and I'm not saying 5, no, we're offering you $10, $15, $20,000 to do this because we're going to do it over the summer. Incentivize it so that more teachers want to participate, and that may require the teacher to go to the house or invite them over or spend time with the child, because you're right, some kids don't have a father, so when you give them that father look, they're looking like, who do you think you is? You ain't my daddy, you know what I mean? So we might need to go that route, but then it goes back to not only what I said, but what we've all said. Is there enough political will at central office, at the state capitol, to actually do it? And there, I don't think there is, because education, I don't think honesty is a priority until election year.
So is that what you meant by you said there's the practical answer and the political answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically what he just said.
Absolutely.
Practically, yes, it can be
Yes.
done. There's a
Absolutely.
solution.
Yes.
Politically, if we're not putting the money behind, if we're not putting the resources behind,
right.
it's not gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Okay, just get clarification.
Yeah.
So they are putting the resources, they're putting them in guns. Because if you're watching the news, one state has passed a law to arm teachers. So you think there's a solution to this problem, but to put a gun in the teacher's hand.
And that's a simple. Like,
Come on now.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, and I'm like, you know, and to answer the question when you talk about the staff, and a lot of these kids who come from homes that's headed by women, the males take over the responsibility as a man in the house.
right.
So, but when they really come up to an actual man, that's where conflict comes in.
Yeah, right.
You understand what I'm saying? And to answer your question, when you say, I did the best I could, but you only have them for so many hours. Then they go back to that same condition.
Environment, that's right.
And they got to deal with that. They got to keep it real when they get back there. Even though they say, I know what he told me, but I'm back here again. So I got to acclimate to this.
And that's where the mentor comes in.
It's hard, yeah.
That's where the mentor comes in.
Right.
If I go back there with you, and I'm spending time with you, and I'm trying to change not only hearts but also minds at home, letting you know, hey, I'm not leaving you. The mentee I had, I still speak to mom. I still ask about him. I'm still connected to the family, no matter what. And this is years later.
Right.
So we might need to have a program like that to honestly begin to change hearts and minds.
Well, I remember as a school administrator, I started that type of program,
Okay.
and it works. So I go back to the question I posed earlier. This is not an area that is difficult to solve. Having mathematics as a background, we are pragmatic, we are practical, and we are problem solvers. So if you get the right people to get together and talk about solutions, then you'll find that many of the problems that we have are really not problems. They can be easily solved. And if the money is there to support those efforts,
That's right.
then you can make it long lasting and worthwhile. But let me also add this other element to recruiting young men into the field. They have to have exposure. They have to be able to see themselves in those roles. You were saying earlier that you knew what you wanted to do, but did you see yourself doing it at that time? No. You didn't. There's an old song called "Children Do What They See." It's very true. The more we expose children to what they can be, the more we will have children pursuing those things that they want to be. I think it was USA Today that provided statistics on young men or men in general in education. I think it's 24% of teachers are men. Guess what the percentage is for elementary teachers of men?
2 or 3?
Probably less than 1%.
Less than 1. What do you think?
About 3%.
3, 2,
Same.
same. 10%. 10% of elementary teachers are men. So we can change those statistical reports by simply having mentorship and providing exposure. It's not difficult.
That's it. Well, with that being said, I think we can take a little break right here and get ready to move to this delicious dessert. So we'll be back with more Cooking and Conversation.